pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay. Don, is there any correspondence or anything?
No, Mr. Chairman.
Okay, start with review of final land development plan for May Brands LLC to develop a 4,920 square foot major convenience store, Dunkin' Donuts, and 5 fuel pumps at 1200 North Kaiser Avenue in Loop, North Kaiser and Loop. Revised plan. Don, how are we doing on that one?
They're still working with PennDOT, so they're not ready to come back to us yet. So hopefully, maybe by next month, they'll have a more finalized plan to present to us.
Okay, good. Then we can move on to number 2. Review of final land development for the construction of a 7,191 square foot Dollar General retail store at the corner of Cedar and Birch, a CN zone. Is there someone here for that? Or are we just gonna?
Yep.
Good evening. See you all again.
Yeah, you want to come up to the,
Sure.
just to capture you on the mic.
Let's do a quick refresher for us.
Yep, no problem. So we met last month. You guys conditionally approved the subdivision plan, if you recall that. The land development plan had some items that we had updated right at the meeting. Your engineer just needed to look at those. So he looked at those, provided a letter recommending conditional approval, that all of those have been addressed. So if you have any other questions about the project, I can help answer those.
Any commissioners have questions for him?
Just quickly, how many parking spots do you have? Have you provided parking for the workers on top of customers?
Yes. Get you the exact number here. So in this particular store, we're proposing 30 parking stalls. Typically, there's about 2 to 3 employees per shift, different times of the day, but the 27 additional would be more than enough for this type of, or this size of store. Typically, this is a 7100, which is the smallest prototype. Typically 28 to 29 is what you would see in most prototypical situations. So we could fit another 1 or 2 in, and we did that.
Okay, thank you.
Yep.
So Don, what do we need to do, get a vote on this?
Yeah, I think we need a
motion?
It's in line for a motion for conditional approval, conditioned upon the 5 items outlined in the city engineer's letter of July 27th.
Okay, so we need a,
And I will add, on his letter, there is one waiver request. I don't think we took action on that in the past. So I don't know if sequentially.
Yeah, we should vote on that.
Right. So that waiver request is for landscaping, specifically for street trees. We met the requirements of the zoning ordinance. The subdivision ordinance has some additional requirements. And specifically, this one is 1 street tree per 60 feet of frontage. Given the sidewalks and the constraints of the site, we were able to provide 3 street trees as part of the zoning, but I believe the way the ordinance is written, the subdivision requires additional in addition to zoning. And just because of how tight everything is, we were hoping to waive the requirement. It's in Saldo and just strictly meet the zoning requirement for landscaping.
What would be required by the Saldo?
The Saldo would require an additional 6 trees along the frontage.
so it's, the waiver is for the number of trees required for the landscaping.
Yes.
That's what the question will be. Okay.
Yeah, so the Saldo requires 9, you're providing 3.
Well, the Saldo requires 6 in
6 total.
addition to zoning. I believe that's how it's written. So we provide everything required for zoning, which the appearance-wise, it looks like there will be three street trees. But again, I believe Saldo requires an additional 6. So we would like to waive that requirement and just meet the zoning with the perception of having 3 street trees.
Now, are the trees located on Cedar Avenue, Birch Street, or both?
There are 2 on Birch Street and 1 on Cedar Avenue.
Thank you.
And then there are low hedges surrounding the entire parking lot as well, so that's in addition to,
Yeah. It's just the extra trees you want the waiver for.
yes.
So we need a motion to waive, how should it be worded there, Don? A motion
Well,
to,
there should be a motion to approve the waiver, and then a motion to grant conditional final approval.
okay, so first we need a waiver, we need a request and then a second on that, on the waiver, okay? So I want to make our motion, and then we need a second.
I'll make a motion that we approve the waiver for the tree requirement.
And then we need a second.
I'll second.
All right, so we got a second. Okay, Don.
Okay, on the waiver, Ms. Davis,
Aye.
Mr. Posley,
Aye.
Mr. King,
Aye.
Mr. Murphy.
Yes. Okay, good, you got your waiver on that. Then we want to do a motion on the approval with the 5 exceptions for the project. Correct, Don?
Yes.
All right, so we need a motion for that and a second.
I'll make the motion.
I'll second.
On the motion for final approval, Ms. Davis,
Aye.
Mr. Posley,
Aye.
Mr. King,
Aye.
Mr. Murphy.
Yes. Okay, you got your approval.
All right, thank
Yeah,
you.
for conditional approval.
And the item regarding the fire...
That's been satisfied.
That's been taken care of,
so,
okay.
yeah.
Just wanted to confirm that, but,
Yes.
perfect. All right, thank you, everyone.
You're welcome.
Good luck.
Okay, next on the agenda, review of final land development plans for the proposed 900-square-foot Dunkin' Donuts drive-through store to be located at 1120 South Washington Avenue, an IL zone.
Hi, Matt Walsh with CN Engineering, or CNA Engineering. We were here at last month's meeting to discuss the project, and at that point, we had discussed some of the comments from the city engineer. In the time since, we've gone back and forth with a couple plan revisions, and they issued a letter dated July 23rd, recommending conditional approval of the project based on a couple of conditions. Some of them are just minor, like signatures on the plans. Let's see, there's the approval by the fire chief. Do you know, Don, do we need a letter? To get
No,
a letter from
I'll run the plans through them if I didn't.
Okay, because I thought we had discussed that they reviewed it and they were okay with it, because there's a hydrant
okay,
right across
yeah,
the street.
Yeah,
Okay,
we'll take that off.
okay.
Yes, there's a hydrant right there, yeah.
There's an item, one of the conditions is sewage planning exemption from DEP. We've gone back and forth with the sewer, not the sewer authority anymore, but PA American. They seem good with everything. They need to review the calculations I did to come up with a number, and I didn't get any feedback from them. So we're following through on that, but that item's not resolved yet.
Yeah, they'll issue a capacity letter.
Right.
So they'll copy me on it, and I'll sign off on the
Right.
waiver exemption.
Right. We have there's a stormwater easement that we need to get from the city. The site, if you want to show this quick. This is mind if I talk about the microphone? This is the site as it exists now. This heavier line is the property boundary, and there's a stormwater inlet that sits over here, which is where all the water from the site, most of the water from the site goes to now anyway. We were proposing some grading and drainage measures to catch the stormwater. Some of it now also goes out to South Washington. So we're trying to catch it, bring it over to this inlet, but pipe it underground. So we need to be able to cross the property boundary onto city property for 30 feet or so, to tap into that. So we're requesting an easement from the city. I put together a draft easement document, worked it on, and
I presented it to our law department, who will submit the legislation down to city council for, hopefully for their first meeting in September.
okay, so that might be one of the votes we need. Does the planning commission need to recommend they pass the resolution? Is that?
No.
That was one of the conditions. Site lighting plan, I'm still waiting on that from the lighting supplier, but we will prepare one, submit it to the engineer for review, and meet all the lighting levels that we need to meet, and all that. And review of the type of trees shown in the landscaping plan by the forester. I wasn't able to get in touch with them.
Yeah, I'll get in touch.
Okay, I know the species I picked were from the ordinance, so I
Yeah,
don't think there'll be an issue there.
occasionally there's one or two that, even though we have them listed in the ordinance, he doesn't think are appropriate for certain places.
Oh, okay.
But
Okay,
it's usually not a big deal.
okay. But those were the conditions. I don't know, are there any other questions you guys have about the project?
Just, can I ask real
Yeah, sure.
quickly? I was unfortunately unable to make the last meeting.
Yeah.
So, can you just explain a little bit to me about how people are going to approach this drive-through? Like,
Sure, yeah, I'll pull the map out here.
They go around the back of that huge,
So this is a drive-through only operation too, there's no dining
right,
facilities or tables or.
okay, yeah, I understand that,
Proposed layout, this is South Washington Ave.
right?
This is Cherry Street with our railroad crossing.
Mm-hmm,
Right? So we were proposing, right now, this is still the old down the center. We're proposing to patch this out and add a left turn lane. There's room for 3 cars to stack.
okay,
And a left turn lane. We're into the site here, come around the back. There's parking here for employees, and there's also speaking of, so it's easy, there's 2 ordering stations, and then they merge back together. The pickup windows, there's room for about 26 cars between the ordering station and the pickup windows, so it's a lot of time to get the orders ready. So it shouldn't be a lot.
are they going behind the existing building that's there now? Like, you know how like there's, the pizza place there, or are they going all that far down? Well, there's like a shopping center there, right? Am I in the right place?
No, down farther.
Yeah, the shopping center's down this way.
This is the old Loma building.
Yeah, that one-story building that's there after you go over that little bridge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The creek flows under South Washington right here.
Okay.
And then this is, I don't know the picture of it.
It's down the street from the other Dunkin' Donuts is where it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the same people that are gonna be at another station.
If I walk out of the Dunkin' Donuts, am I going left or right? Going left?
You're gonna go left to Dunkin' Donuts, yeah.
Okay,
This was Capital Records here.
right.
And this is, like a used car.
Yeah, DNS,
Yeah.
Oh, it's to the right, so it's to the right of DNS Auto.
If you were
Yes.
standing at Capital Records looking out, DNS Auto's on the left and this, our side is to the right.
Okay, all right. So it's before that.
yeah, well, coming from somewhere.
Gotcha, okay, all right, thanks.
So there's also a bypass lane for any reason someone needs to.
They changed their mind, yeah.
Someone needs to get through, they won't get hung up in the traffic lane.
Okay,
And then the exit's over here. So it's in only over here and out only over here.
all right. All right, thank you.
So Don, do we need a vote on this?
Yes,
motion
this
and a
one is
second,
also
right?
ready for final approval.
With the 7 exceptions.
Yeah, only 6.
Six
The fire
exceptions?
department's already approved this.
Okay. So we need a motion to approve it and a second with 6 exceptions.
I'll make the motion.
Uh,
I'll
On the motion, Ms. Davis,
Aye.
Mr. Polsley,
Aye.
Mr. King,
Aye.
Mr. Murphy.
Yes.
Motion
Thank you very much, everyone, have a good evening.
Get your
Thank
approval, huh? Okay. Okay, under new business, final review of final land development plan for IIP-PA1 LLP, Juicy, for a 61,852 square foot addition to the Juicy Scranton Growth Facility at Rosanna Avenue, 2,000 block of Rosanna Avenue, IL zone. That's a lot to get out there, guy.
Get out. There's a lot to talk about, hopefully not. But my name's Dave Lepak, I'm with Ruther and Bowen. We're the engineers on the project. Basically tonight, what I'd like to do is basically just give you our initial, this is an initial submission. Hasn't been reviewed yet, it's been submitted to the city, hasn't been reviewed by your city engineer as of yet, so we're still waiting on comments from them. So this project, I'm not sure if everyone is familiar with the location, but it's back behind where the old McMullins was, in the warehouse in the back. Back along the levee, kind of wraps around right behind the site. And if you don't mind, I can pass out a couple sheets, and maybe a little better idea of what we're talking about. So what I'm showing here basically is the existing site and some of the sites that were purchased or in the process of being purchased by Juicy at this point. If you look at the yellow piece is the existing parcel where the existing warehouse is now, currently under operation by Juicy. And since we've kind of came aboard on the project, they've started purchasing some properties and are looking to expand the site a little bit. So the yellow portion is what they do own. In the pinkish color are 3 properties that they've already purchased. They haven't been combined yet. And then the blue colors on there, the parcels in blue, are currently under contract. So as part of this project, we will be, and we're in the process of doing an overall lot combination, incorporating all these parcels into one overall parcel.
Right.
So, as part of that, and this, I have another little picture for you, so you can kind of see what we're looking to expand to, which is on the plans, but just to give you a better picture of where.
Yeah, I got you.
Thanks.
Yeah, read that. Oh, gotta get my cell phone.
So on our land development plans, what we're looking to do is, as you can see on the map, the yellow portion is the existing warehouse, which they're operating out of currently. The blue portions are expansions that they're looking to do. And currently, they are doing the one all the way to the right that's kind of stepped a little bit on the right-hand side is currently under construction. That came through the city, I think earlier in the year, or maybe even the end of last year. But it wasn't required to come to planning because of the size of the addition. It did get reviewed by the city. We do have approvals for that, so that portion actually is currently under construction. The areas to the left, the blue areas to the left, are portions which are part of the land development we're looking to expand at this point. And if you're looking at the map, the 2 parcels that were purchased, one was the Fiscus building, which is in pink. That building is currently going to be, not currently, but is part of the renovation, so they're going to renovate the inside of that building. And then the smaller yellow one is an existing building. It was previously the major property, and that's going to basically stay as it is right now. Part of the development, naturally, we're adding parking around the site for the proper number of cars. I believe the ordinance requires 1.2 per employee. They're looking at somewhere in the realm of 105 employees for what's shown here, which I think equates to somewhere around 126, 127 parking spaces. Our layout here actually includes 170 spaces total. So we have above and beyond what we need. From a stormwater, well, from an approval perspective, naturally we need the city's approval. We've made submissions to the Lackawanna County Regional Planning Commission. We've made submissions to Lackawanna County Conservation District, and we do need an MPDS permit, which is a stormwater discharge permit, as part of the overall site. We did get comments from them. We do have from the Conservation District, we have administrative approval at this point, and they did get back to us with some minor technical comments, so we're actually pretty close to getting the MPDS permit. And we did get a letter. I don't know if, Don, you got the letter, somebody from the city, but I believe we got approval from Lackawanna County Regional Planning as well so far. So, I mean, this is just the initial, and again, I guess I should go over utilities. There's gas, water, electric, and sanitary. So we have been in communications with each of them. Based off of this expansion, there are some major upgrades, especially to the power that's required for the site. So we're actually going back and forth with PP&L right now, trying to figure out what we need to upgrade on our site, and if there's anything that they need to upgrade as well as part of the project. We do need to do a planning module, which we're in the process of putting together the numbers. We're working with an architect, it's Epstein Global, who's out of Chicago, who's supposed to be providing us the sewage flow numbers so that we could prepare the planning module. We need that approval from PA American, a letter of service and a letter of for treatment. Once we have that and all the flows are approved by them, we will submit the planning module as part of this package. Don, there was, and as I said, if you look at that first sheet that I gave you, just to kind of go over that again, we did have a lot consolidation plan that was approved by the Planning Commission and by Council, which incorporated the properties that were in pink on that sheet that I have there. At the time, the name on the plans and some of the properties that they owned were owned by different entities of the same company. So that lot consolidation plan was never recorded. It's over 90 days. So instead of even recording that plan, we're going to incorporate those parcels in the overall plan that we're doing right now.
And the parcels in blue also?
Yes.
Yep.
It'll be one overall plan instead of getting that re-recorded and then doing another one, so. Well, one question, Don, just, and I know that we had asked you this prior, had to do with a contact person for the Army Corps, just so we can get plans to them so that they're okay with what we're doing.
I'll get back to you with that.
All right. I mean, other than that, that's kind of the gist of the plan. If you guys have questions, I'd be happy to answer them for you at this time.
Sounds like a good plan.
How many employees do you currently have?
Currently, I believe they have somewhere around 50, and they're going to double that.
You're going to double?
Basically double it, maybe a little bit more.
Great.
Dave, what's the change in impervious coverage on the site?
The change overall impervious coverage, I think the ordinance requires 90% in that zone, and we're only covering 60% with the plan that we have here.
Okay, because it's within the...
It's within the requirements of the zoning ordinance.
Right, and the land along the river is
Yep.
counted towards that?
Yeah, we own some of it, but the actual property line actually runs basically along the toe of the levee, where the
Okay.
property is. In addition to that, this building and all the additions have to be built 1.5 foot above whatever the flood elevation is here.
Down there.
So we had a flood cert done. The building, I think the flood cert said it was like 708. Our building's at 712, and each of these buildings, the additions will be built up at 712, so that we're above that 1.5 foot requirements.
Okay, so you're
for the
bringing
floor.
fill in to bring it up to that elevation?
They're going to be built up to the finished floor elevation of the existing building. The building actually that's going in the back, the one that's under construction now, is actually going to be 2 stories. But their first floor is the same as the main building. Like I said, any questions, I'd be happy to answer for you. at this
Tom, we're
time.
just accepting this, or? we're
Yeah,
just,
we'll accept this for review.
Okay. So we just need a motion to accept it for review?
Yeah, we could just do that by a voice vote.
All right. Okay, you need a motion to accept the, this plan for review by the planning commission.
I'll move to accept for review.
A second?
Second.
All right.
All in favor, say aye.
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 Anybody
Aye.
opposed? No.
Thank you very much.
Okay,
I'm sure we'll see you again soon.
we'll see you again in the
Yep.
future.
Thanks. See you,
You're
Jim.
welcome.
See you then. Thanks.
Oh, no, oh, I see. Don,
Yes.
I skipped over number 4. What, we weren't doing anything on it anyway.
Yeah, they're still working through some comments.
Right, that's why I had it marked,
Yeah.
no. So we'll just skip over that, or is there somebody here?
Yeah, we could skip over that.
Okay. Number
They're
4,
not gonna
they're
make
still
any
working
kind of
through, they're not ready
presentation.
for a final vote. Review a final land development plan for the 79 square feet Northeast Oral Surgery Center at 1100 blocks of North Washington Avenue and IL. Same thing there, Don? Or is there someone here? There's someone here? Okay.
I think the last gentleman left his tab on the, see how far he gets before he realizes. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Risse with Hiley Associates. We're part of the design team. We're a civil engineering firm, the design team for Northeast Oral Surgery. We were in last month with a sketch plan. We've since refined our plan set, and we had a full submission to the city, county planning, and county conservation district. And as the last application, we also have not yet received a review letter. And it's actually an 8,100 square foot building. The building is kind of expanded a little bit. And it sits on a 1.8 acre parcel on North Washington Avenue, basically right across from Walnut Street and the old AAA facility. To the west is the PPL maintenance garage. So this is an empty lot. It was the old steam plant property. We have a total of, 31 parking spaces, underground stormwater on the front. Disturbance is less than an acre. We do not need an NPDES permit. North Washington Avenue, that section is a city street. We do not need a PennDOT permit. Both good news for the applicant. They are very interested in trying to get this closed before the end of the year, hopefully sooner. So we're waiting for the city engineer's review, and there's going to be a generator out back powered by natural gas, which is in Washington. I've got a will-serve letter from Aqua or PA American for water service. We're working with sewer. We're discharging into the combined system, so they've got our stormwater calculations as well. And there was a couple of comments last month about how nice it was to see something nice happening in that area. And I was able to get a preliminary rendering
Oh, nice.
from the architect for tonight's meeting. Just
That's pretty
to give
good,
you an
yeah.
idea. And like I said, it's changed a little bit out front, but there's a canopy out front, the main entrance.
No, it'll definitely help that block, definitely.
Yeah.
It's a good thing.
So if there's any questions at this point, I'll be glad to answer them. Otherwise, we'll wait for everybody's reviews and be back next month
Yeah.
to get everything addressed and hopefully move this as quick as possible.
Yeah. Don, do we have to, we vote on it again like we just
Well,
did?
we just accept it for review.
Right.
Okay, all right. No, that's a good plan. Looks like, forward to seeing more of it. Well,
And we're well under the impervious area. We're at 33%, where the ordinance maximum is 90.
Yeah.
It's only gonna be a one-story building, it's gonna be 16, 17 feet tall. So,
oh, looks like a good plan.
and this site here is the mini storage units.
Oh, yeah, that's next on that. Well, we have to work on that one, get behind on that one. But that's great, okay. Commissioners want to make a motion and a second to accept this plan?
I move to accept for review.
I'll second.
On the motion to accept, say aye, if you approve.
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? No?
Okay, thank you.
Good luck, see you next
See you
month.
next month.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So Don, on the zoning ordinance, like, what did you want to discuss on that?
Well, do we want to
Is the
skip to
timetable?
the addendum on the second page there? And let's
Oh, go to that one,
we have
okay.
somebody here.
All right, review of final land development plan for Central Scranton self-storage development to construct their self-storage units at 1220 North Washington Avenue, IL zone.
Yeah. This one's been before the commission before, I think it was probably 2 meetings ago. And they had finished up some of the engineering details. And again, we have a letter from the city engineer dated July 28th recommending final approval with 4 conditions.
Oh, okay. So, somebody want to make a motion and a second to accept the plan with the 4 exceptions?
Yeah, this would actually be for final approval.
Final approval.
I'll make a motion to approve.
Somebody second.
I'll second.
Okay. Okay, Don?
On the motion, Ms. Davis,
Aye.
Mr. Polsley,
Aye.
Mr. King,
Aye.
Mr. Murphy.
Yes.
That'll clean us that whole block.
Conditional approval is granted.
All right, that's good.
Neighbor probably left his iPad.
Oh.
Either neighbor might have to take it. You want to make a note?
Yeah, that'd be great, thank you.
I figured he was in the back by now.
Yeah, he must have realized he was.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I'll send them a text, John, let them know that you have it.
I have it. Thank you.
Don, what do you want to discuss on that zoning ordinance?
There really isn't a lot more to discuss from the last meeting. I expect in August, I'll try and schedule a special meeting where we'll just deal with that.
And the vote, yeah, okay. All right, good.
I mean, if there's anything, like last time, I would just ask you to, if you get a chance, take a look through it, see if anything, jumps out at you, or
Yeah.
let me know.
On that website, you can hit on that connection, or whatever you want to call it, for, take a look at it. It's kind of hard on a small phone. I have to use it on the iPad because it was hard to
Yeah.
see. That's all, so that's all that we got done?
I'm sorry?
Is that everything we have? We're done?
That's it, yes.
Okay, we're adjourned. Thanks, everybody, for coming. Okay. We need the 4 people.